Zero fat, zero cholesterol, and honestly, 0 calories. That's why I love this invisible chicken pot pie. But that's not what we're making today. Today, we're going to use some leftover turkey and make a turkey pot pie that is not 0 calorie, not zero fat, and not zero cholesterol. And honestly, should not be eaten all at once, like my family did, leaving me invisible food for the intro. Anyway, let's go. Alrighty, to start this delicious turkey pot pie, we're going to need some garlic and a shallot. What is a shallot, you might ask? A shallot is kind of like a cross between garlic and an onion. That has that bite, but really sweet onion flavor, and it has lobes like garlic. So it's really good, really delicious. Check them out. I love them personally. And with this shallot, we're just going to do a dice. Not a fine dice that you normally find with shallots, but just a regular dice just like you would an onion. Cut longwise. And then you turn 90 degrees and cut against that, and you have your dice. Easy as pot pie. Now it's time for the garlic. Peel it open. For this recipe, we're going to use about 4 to 5 cloves. Smash. Make sure you don't cut yourself like I almost did just there. Peel all that garlic off. And then I have a really cool trick for this YouTube video. Watch this. Magic. And clean. I love it. I've always wanted to try doing that. I've seen people do it in videos, and I've always wanted to try it. Was it successful? I don't know. I think so. We're just going to mince that up. Chop, 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 chop. And at this time, you're also going to turn on your oven to 350. Go ahead and grab your favorite cast iron skillet. Here I have a number 8. I don't know what size that means, but it's a number 8. And unlike most pot pie recipes, we're actually going to be cooking this in the cast iron skillet instead of taking it out and put it in a pie pan with a pie crust. We're just going to cook it in that pan with a pie crust on top, but you will see that shortly. So in goes about 2 tablespoons of butter. Maybe it was 4, whatever feels good to you. And we're going to throw that shallot and garlic in there to start cooking. Give it a good stir. And while that cooks, we're going to grab some celery. I like those, don't like that one. Strip them of their leaves. Here I have about 3 sticks. Wash them. And then we're just going to do, just cut them up like you would. Normal celery. That was a gross part. We're going to get rid of that. And then just cut, cut, cut. You can also cut these in half first, long ways, so you have smaller bites. I'm not too worried about it. Get all the way to the white, stop, and then we're going to do the rest. And if you feel like you're not very quick with the knife, just start going slow. With time, your speed will develop, I promise. You're going to throw those into the pot there and give it a good shake and stir. Shake and stir. It's my favorite move in the kitchen, shake and stir. After those had some time to cook, we're going to throw in some just frozen peas, corn, and carrots. I have about a cup of each, I think it was. There's not a whole lot of need to get precise with this measurements. I'll put measurements in the recipe below, but just kind of go with how you feel, how the pan is feeling, how much you're making, whatever you feel like. And it doesn't have to be these exact veggies. Put in whatever you want, really. It's whatever your taste buds like. And that there was some celery seed, about a teaspoon, and I have about a tablespoon of Creole seasoning. That's my little secret. But I have another secret. MSG. I know. It brings up bad thoughts. I promise it's good, it's safe, it's not unhealthy. It just enhances that umami flavor. Once that's all cooked up, you're gonna grab a bowl. Here I have my favorite bowl. Got some trees on it. And grab a hot pad because that's gonna be a very hot skillet. And I'm just gonna dump that all into this bowl while we make our roux. What is a roux, you might ask? A roux is just a mixture of flour and fat to thicken up a sauce or a soup or a stew. So here we're gonna be using some all-purpose flour and butter. Again, I'm not measuring exactly. I think this is probably going to be about 2 tablespoons worth of butter. Let that melt. And we're going to let that water cook off a little bit. See how those bubbles? And then this is what you want it to look like. Much smaller bubbles. That means the water's cooking out, but you don't want to burn those milk fats. And then we have 2 tablespoons of flour. Whisk that all together and keep whisking because you don't want this roux to burn. And we're going to whisk this until it's nice and golden, just like that. Once that's done, throw those veggies back in, and these veggies are going to absorb that roux very quickly and it'll look very dry. But promise me, just stick with it. See? It's like a disappearing act. Now, while that was all happening, I made 2 cups of better than bouillon chicken stock, and I cut up some leftover turkey I had from Thanksgiving. But if you don't have turkey, use chicken. I do this with a rotisserie chicken all the time. And there's the executive chef checking in on me. I hope I'm doing everything all right. Looks like I am. I did make up 2 cups of this broth. Just because I wasn't sure how many I was going to use. I think here I ended up using just over a cup and a quarter, something like that. I like to have a little extra just to make sure. We're just going to mix that all around. Once that's all mixed together, we're going to get some skim milk. I'm just kidding. It's heavy cream. Like I said, nothing about this is low calorie, low fat, or low cholesterol. So we're going to just open up that heavy cream and eyeball about half a cup, 3/4 of a cup, give it a mix and see how it looks. I end up having a little bit more because I think it needed it, but a lot of this recipe and a lot of my recipes are just go by what it looks like, what it tastes like, how it feels, all that stuff. It doesn't have to be exact or perfect or precise. Unless it's baking, that's a different episode though. Once all the heavy cream's mixed in, you're gonna add some pepper. I added a little bit more than some pepper. Also, get yourself a pepper mill if you don't have one. It makes black pepper taste so much better. The fresh ground pepper is way better than pre-ground. Now, while that cooks a little bit more, we're gonna get out our pie crust. This is just frozen store-bought pie crust that I got. You're gonna open it up, take your rolling pin. Here, this is a French style rolling pin that I have. I like this one because it's just one piece of wood. There's no handles to break or anything like that. I can put a good amount of pressure. I'm not doing that right now, but I like these rolling pins. So the way you're going to do this is roll straight and then turn 90. Roll straight, turn 90 until you get the size you want. Then to pick it up, you're going to take the crust and roll it gently onto the rolling pin and move it over to the cast iron skillet. And then just lay it over. There's some spots there you can see that got a little thin. You can see it coming through. That's all right. Oh, little breakage. That's okay. Just pinch that back together. And then you can either trim the sides, or what I like to do is I just like to fold it over. And you get a little extra crust that's delicious to eat. Once that's all folded over, we're going to make some slits in the middle for steam to release. So grab some scissors or a knife. Scissors are easier. Go one direction and the other direction. That's all you need. Now, we have some friends coming over for this meal that are allergic to eggs. So instead of doing an egg wash, which is just 1 egg and a little bit of water to help browning, I'm just putting melted butter on it, and that should have the same effect, and it tastes really good. Now that the oven's ready at 350, stick this in. I had it in there for about 15 to 20 minutes. follow the directions on the pie crust because that's really what you're cooking. Everything inside's already cooked. Once it's ready, looking golden brown and delicious, pull it out, plate up, and serve and enjoy. And now I hope you understand why there's no leftovers for this outro. It was really good and we ate all of it, unapologetically. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe, leave a comment below and let me know if you made this and how it turned out. And like I always say, you can put the chicken in the pot, but you can't put the pie in the chicken. So I'll see you next time. I'm gonna go figure out what's for lunch because I can eat all of this, but it's not very filling. Invisible chicken pot pie.